On this episode of the Carolina Sports Guy, we're going to focus on three things that our Panthers need to do against Dallas's defense. No, Dallas's offense, I'm sorry. So we're going to focus on three things, the Panthers' defense, that we need to look for in this game, folks. Before we get into today's episode, make sure you're subscribed. It doesn't cost anything. Hit that bell notification to be notified of future videos like this on the Panthers. Pound that like button. And folks, leave me some comments. I love the dialogue. All right, folks, three things to watch for Panthers when we're on defense, because the defense has been our selling point. This is really going to be a test for Dallas's offense because we do probably have the best defense they've had to face yet. Now, Tampa had a decent defense, so does the Chargers. But the Eagles didn't really offer up a whole lot. So, can the Panthers' defense, we're averaging like almost 5 sacks a game. Dak Prescott's no slouch, folks. They do have a better offensive line. So what is our defense going to have to do? Well, thing number one I think you need to look for on defense is, can C.J. Henderson and A.J. Bouye, are they going to be up to the par versus talented Dallas Cowboys receivers? Because, J.C. Horn is out probably, if not for the rest of the season, at least deep into the regular season. And it hurts. And I really feel that Scott Fitterer did a remarkable job getting C.J. Henderson. But let's remember, it's not like when Jacksonville got rid of Jalen Ramsey, and he went to the Rams. Ramsey was cussing, fussing, wanted out. He was a hell of a corner the few years he was in Jacksonville, and he was ready to get paid to move away from there. This was a little different. C.J. Henderson's just, in his second year. And after last year, then you bring in Urban Meyer, something's not right. Something's not gelling. Now, hopefully, it's just with Jacksonville. Hopefully, it's with Urban Meyer's philosophy. Maybe whoever drafted him last year, it was a different story they saw in C.J. Henderson. Let's hope C.J. Henderson doesn't come in here and he just doesn't love football, or he doesn't listen to what Rule has to say. If he comes in here, puts his mind on the football, and does the right thing with the defense we already have, this is a guy that can be a shutdown corner. Remember, we took Derek Brown with like the 7th pick in last year's draft. Best defensive tackle in the draft. C.J. Henderson went 2 picks later to Jacksonville. So you're talking about a shutdown corner, folks. If he can live up to expectation with Dante Jackson back there, and you're putting A.J. Bouye back there, and then people like Jeremy Chin at safety, our secondary can be phenomenal. So how can Henderson and Bouye, coming off the suspension for 2 weeks, although he's a veteran, how can they match up with C.D. Lamb, Amari Cooper? They've got some very talented receivers, folks, and Dak Prescott can get them the ball. So I'm very anxious for that. Number 2, the Panthers pass rush, and I'm talking about Hassan Reddick, Brian Burns, Marquise Haynes. And I'd say Yetur Gross-Matos, but I still think he's out. I don't think he's playing. Are they going to be able to apply some pressure on a better than average offensive line? This is going to be the best offensive line our defensive line has faced yet. And getting almost 5 sacks a game against the Saints, who have a decent offensive line, against the Jets, who didn't, and against the Texans, who didn't have a bad line, but it wasn't great. We're dealing with a pretty good offensive line and a quarterback that really, when he is hot, he is hot. He's on the money. So can we apply pressure and come away with at least 3 or 4 sacks? Can we do that? Because if we can get pressure on Prescott and force him to throw the ball early, and our corners can go in there and play man covers and do well against those receivers, it's going to be really key to see what our pass rush can do on the edge. And don't forget, Ezekiel Elliott, they're going to try to probably run him outside some as well. Our edge rushers really have to play the right scheme. And finally, folks, will the Panthers' run defense be able to, can we neutralize Zeke Elliott and the interior O-line of Dallas? So basically what I'm saying, folks, is Derek Brown, Daquan Jones, Morgan Fox, and even Bravion Roy. We've held our own in the middle. It's hard to run up against the Panthers. But Ezekiel Elliott is not your average running back. That offensive line is not your average offensive line. Can they even apply pressures on passing downs, which would help with the edge as well? Can we collapse that pocket and make it difficult for Prescott? This is really going to be something I'm going to be interested in seeing. How's that interior line on the defensive side of the ball for the Panthers? How are they going to penetrate that offensive line for the Cowboys? Can we stop and shut down that run up the middle? Can we even get pressure on passing downs? So, folks, what do you think of today's video? What do you think the Panthers defense, number one thing they need to focus on? What do you think is going to be probably an issue with us on defense? Leave me some comments. Hit that bell notification to be notified of future videos like this on the Panthers. Pound that like button. And by all means, folks, subscribe. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. Help Uncle Chucky out. And we'll see you next time on another episode of Carolina Sports Guy.